thank you. This is International News of Lucia Arden. Yes, thank you so much. Here's another little clip that I want to empower the people and give them hope for the great leaders that the man was just talking about, how he is a participant with all the people, leaders there now that are going to restore Gaza and the people. But this has to be swiftly done in a strategic manner, and we could get this done swiftly and properly and strategically. Now, there's a lot of benefits for people. We need to look at the good side of this. And number one, we need to realize that we need to take care of the children first. They have to have good health and good housing and safety and feel safe. And we have to give them an environment until the house is built, so they can put education right away of ethics that are required, because they don't know ethics now. If they see the sin and the demeanor of Hamas and how the war people had to protect themselves and protect the Palestinians, how we failed. Over 130,000 have been wounded and thousands have passed away. We need to show how we, the people, are the redemption of Gaza, and the children need to see that in history, written in the history of this war. We all need to come together swiftly and fastly and not drag our feet. We can make contracts right away to fix all those places up. Are you listening? All those buildings, they swiftly can be done in 3 months, 1 to 3 months. That whole place can be fixed up if we take each part of the nation, nations come together and take contracts of contractors, that builders right away. And each state, each country is responsible for each area. And we can get those contracts done swiftly in 3 months, 1 to 3 months. In weeks, we could build housing for the Palestinians. And they need to have new laws. Everyone, new laws that are addendum, that all laws of ethics. And this is very important. And Hamas, we saw that they were trained. I saw a information that they were trained on psychological issues and everything with war. This was a psychological war also across the world. And so Hamas needs to be treated with a tender, strategic love. You need to write what could they do, and what would their plan be or not their plan, and how we can help them for the future. Not to give them by the survival of the fetus, but make a treaty that they won't get any tools, even the ones that want to help them, not unless they have a peace treaty. But I believe that they have to have tools. Hamas has to have tools so they can live as real men, and be restored and redeem and retreat to the truth. And this is very important, that they need to, by law, be trained for new jobs, that they have a job that they could work for money right there. The contractors could work with the Hamas, and they're all required to do work if they're going to stay in that area. They should be required. If you're going to give them housing, food, and water, they need to be required to do work and participate, and that place can be cleaned up fast. If each country takes a portion, and each strong Arab leader takes a portion, and of course the Arabs, just like JD said, that the Arabs should be involved, and we have no American soldiers on the ground, and I agree with him. Thank you, JD, because this is a Middle Eastern fight where they have to learn injustice and come to truth. But when there is a fight like this, there always has to be a mediator, and that was America. Okay, and President Trump, and my ideas of exactly President Trump's ideas of trading hostages and getting the Palestinians out, I wanted a long time ago, and also funding and make sure that Hamas has a place where they could stay. But I agree that we are not going to build Hamas. It should be done by the Arab, but only in international law, that they could build only in peace. And if they have a place to stay, they have to have jobs where they're trained, whether it's to be a painter, whether it's to be a builder, electrician, or plumber. They need existence. And many Muslims, many Islamic have come to terms with truth because these are the Islamic regime and the Brotherhood. And the Brotherhood cannot touch them. You have to watch that. They can't touch them. They can't be involved. Otherwise, they're excommunicated. You hear me? That has to be watched. Undercover police have to watch that. There can be no Brotherhood involved. And I heard that Qatar and Turkey want to build Hamas up. No, brothers. God already won for you, Qatar and Turkey. God won for you to make you a more beautiful man where you could take your beauty and make your quintessential beauty into more beauty, but not Hamas. Hamas will never win, and they're out because God wants to save them. God is here to save the men that have fallen short because of culture and also from the survival of the fittest and threat and blackmail. We need to realize we are not building up that Hamas ever again. And we need to give them resources of training right away after they get cleaned up and refreshed and restored. And there needs to be new laws. And then also, we need to come together. Now, we need to look at what are the well-being, what it is to be human. What it is to be human. It has a power to self-sufficiency, to be able to restore their own life and live and make their own funds. That's what it is to be human, to build the authentic being. And that's why those children need to have education. Once in these weeks, once they get themselves cleaned up and fresh, they can give them little things to read and write and speak and crafts and art that are produced, whether it's agriculture, they right away, they can have a little garden. They need to read and write and study right away after they get refreshed and a place to live with all the desks and tables. But no training. Take away all Islamic training. And for me, I believe in the Bible as a born-again believer, as a Catholic born-again believer. This is very important. But if that cannot be there has to be ethics first. And that was a divine command. And that was the day I got the divine command from Mary. I heard. Remember, President Washington also had visions and guidance under a woman. They believed that it was Mary. But this is very, very serious. And so you ask what it is to be human. They need a self-sufficiency. They need a home, health, food, water, and they need education and safety, number one, which we are doing. This is it. This has to be done, but swiftly. We need to do this, and you have to have undercover police at every angle, every alley, because this needs to be changed and cleaned up. This is years and years of division that we're trying to change. Years and years of immortal, of a human sin of Cain and Abel. Now that we have that Cain has been redeemed by letting go, and Hamas is going to be redeemed in better, and they're going to learn how to live in peace. But they are men, so you need by nature, they toe the ground, they need to make money. And so you're going to have to show them in self-sufficiency, but there should be new laws. No Brotherhood, no Qatar and Turkey hooked up to build Hamas. This is very serious, and you do not do that at all. God's angels of light won the war. Okay, already. You lost the darkness of death, lost of evil. Of the Islamic regime, Brotherhood has lost there and lost across the nations, across the world. We need to pray for these men that they come and redeem to the highest light of truth. I appreciate your time, and we need to realize that if you don't give those Hamas a platform to be able to be restored, they'll go back and do crime. That's all they know. They need to be restored, and they need to have verbatim. You do this, that means by word, exactly what you're supposed to do. To be able to get food, water, and housing, they have to follow through on that. And they have to have tools to have new lives, and all should have a trade, whether it's a farmer, whether it's an electrician, a plumber, to clean up all that all that giving of peace, of love, where the children could see, because the children will repeat the sin of the father and the mother if they're not chastised by the truth. Do you hear me? And this is not the children's sin. This is the sin of the father, of the mother. Now this is redeemed now. The sin is wiped away from me by the blood of the Lamb and Jesus Christ. And for the Jews by their sacrifice of the first fruits of their lamb. Now this is very important to do this now, to follow through on these stipulations that were required of divine command, and to get that done, and swiftly. Those people are in mourning. We all have housing and food and water. They've been in a destruction for over 2 years. God bless you. I know you could do this. This is Lucia Arden. God bless you. Thank you very much. I'm the first presidential advisor under President Trump, and to work together internationally for America and humanity. Thank you very much. Look me up, LuciaArden.com, or RiseToGodsTruth.com is where all my podcasts are and my speeches. I'd be happy to participate in the restoration of Gaza, particularly hands-on right away. I have some beautiful, beautiful songs about the Palestinians and Gaza and Israelites. Beautiful songs, and we can have a beautiful event. And during Thanksgiving and Christmas time and Hanukkah, and the time that they also support their Muslim belief, we can have a beautiful each day of those celebrations. We can celebrate that for each belief, even though we need to do it in peace and love, because it says in Aristotle metaphysics, when you want to do good politics and have a good country, you have to have unity. You have to have unity. I don't believe in all one world religion. I believe that Jesus Christ is the only way, the truth, and the life, and no one comes to the Father except through him. That's what I believe. I don't believe one world religion at all. I meant unity in the humanity of the love of your neighbor. And it does say, when you believe in Jesus Christ's works, he'll profess you to the Father. That means that you have unity when you believe in the highest justice. Now, God bless you. You are in unity now in the highest justice by participating and allowing to let those hostages go to stop the war. Thank you, President Trump and the team. God bless you. And thank you, J.D. Vance, and all the people involved. Garrett and all those people involved. Our beautiful Ivana's husband. Thank you so much. God bless you. And all President Trump's family. I know they support him. That's what gives him very, very strong. But you know, his family really is the people that want to keep America free. That's all President Trump's family. That's my family. That's every single America's family. The one, and humanity in the world, the ones that want to bring truth and freedom